Well, New Zealand not quite at their best. We're seeing this morning, often the way early in the morning, teams just slow to warm themselves up. Fiji, Wales up next from Pool D. Only 9 wins for Wales in the 44 play between these two. And Wales had a really tough first day, 52-10 loss to Samoa last night. Fiji kicked off their campaign with a 38-12 win over Callum McRae's Scotland. But you can see Fiji testing out some 15s players, isn't he? Ben Wright, Tuisova from Toulon, and Nakarawa as well, who's off to Racing, so they know all about French rugby. The standout man for Wales has to be Luke Morgan. So much on his young shoulders, the captain on the bench to start with for Wales. Gareth Williams deciding to leave his captain there. As I say, tough first outing for Wales yesterday. Fiji lead the race, don't they? For back-to-back series titles. And it's a very good morning to another man who knows all about French rugby, Simon Maddox. Good morning, Simon.
Good morning. Delighted to be here. If it was tough for Wales yesterday, well, you don't get any tougher than this one, do you, to kick off things here on a Saturday morning with the sun trying to break through here in Paris. And it's going to be a huge challenge for this Welsh side. Fiji, very impressive yesterday. Know all about their ball playing abilities, the physicality they bring to the game, the likes of the 15 aside players that you mentioned there, Tuisova and Nakarawa. They were something special yesterday, weren't they?
Going to get yourself involved on social media at Paris Sevens, hashtag Paris Sevens, at World Rugby Sevens. We are here at the Stade Jean Bouin. First morning, second day of 3. Sevens back in the capital city of France. And it's the leaders, the big boys, the ones to catch Fiji for this crowd, who are filling in very, very nicely early in the morning here. Mulua was giving the ball away. Ethan Davis. On his shoulder is Sam Cross, one of the members of the GB squad. He would have loved to have heard that news on Thursday, but it's Fiji who've turned the ball over again. Barry Mulua is very likely to score here. Twisting and turning, and it's the offload. And here he is, Tuisova. 2 tries last night, and already one this morning.
Well, turnover ball and attack there. Ethan Davis taken into contact. Run out of the play by Nakarawa once again. It's the ability to draw in 2 defenders every time. The one-hand offload. On that occasion there, Tuisova ran the good support line, made all the work from the backfield, tracking the ball player, stayed with depth, and allowed the option there for the easy run and easy dot down. So ominous with the ball in hand, this Fijian side. If Wales are going to exist in this one here, they're really going to have to try and keep them under pressure. In any position they do get, you've got to hold on to it.
Well, there's Ben Ryan. He's really I guess he's done 2 or 3 really major things with this Fiji side. He's got them fit, and he's worked heavily on the psychology of these players to allow them to be fired up for every single game that they play. And I guess the difficulty for a coach is to not overcoach. It allows them to express themselves, and you can see it every time they take the field. They're such natural sevens players.
Backwards.
Nakarawa. Talking about. And here's Nakarawa again. Former Glasgow man, who was a star of the 15s World Cup, wasn't he? Yeah, trying his hand at sevens. It'd be bad to play that Rugby World Cup and then Olympics, would it?
A phenomenal athlete, and been a great performer for the Glasgow Warriors in the Celtic Pro 12 competition, and also in the in the European competition as well. Wonderful footballer, and here he is here. Going to get tracked down, those long legs, offload, just all too easy.
Colin is out, the skipper. You'd really need to pass, did he? Nakarawa just chews up the ground, one of those deceptive players. I don't think he's going particularly quickly, but he chews up the ground.
Just see here, tackle not made, the ball's always available. That's the threat that he offers in this game. If you're not putting him on the ground quickly, it's those arms, those long levers. He gets some round bodies, draws in a second and third defender on numerous occasions, and he's just able to get that offload. And it's got to be about getting these big guys on the ground really quickly if you're going to compete, and try and take away the space around them. I think that's very important.
That's Gareth Williams, former Wales Sevens captain himself, of course, and he's the assistant to Simon Amott with the GB team. 3 of this squad here this weekend involved in that GB squad that was announced on Thursday. They've got some 15 players in there as well. James Davis, known as Cubby. Interesting to see how he goes. Corey Allen as well. Hasn't had too much rugby. Those 4 tournaments they have over the summer. But it's Fiji in the box seat this series, last series as well. Plenty of these countries gearing themselves purely towards Rio, but for Fiji, it's been very vocal about the fact that they want to go back-to-back in this series.
Back-to-back, carry momentum, they're all such important things in sport, aren't they? And confidence will come from those good experiences, and Fiji are playing with a lot of confidence and have done all season, and they want to just keep on building and building, and it's not taking the foot off the accelerator. Just keep confirming. It's psychological domination of the opposition as well, I think, which will be important going into Rio.
Here's Ethan Davis. Flicks out the long one to Luke Morgan. Morgan just spreading Fiji. There's Jerry Tuai. Yeah, fell to his man handle. Gets the penalty. Fiji just picking that tempo up again. There's threats all over the field. Very Manua. One-handed stuff, but it's just, they're lining up to score. 3 of them out there. Pick your try scorer. Tuisova. It's a double brace. 2 last night, 2 this morning.
Very Malua once again. He's been decisive in everything they're doing. Kick-off chase work's been excellent. Is in the open field running just quite superb there. Players holding their width across the field. And as you said, just pick out any support player you want. Guys are respecting the systems that they're in. And this is a very well-drilled Fijian side, you must say, at the moment. There's a real sense of discipline about what they're doing, and they look they're really controlling themselves, which has quite often been, historically their own problem.
It's having a few structures in and around the game, and then allowing them to express themselves within those structures, and they're getting the balance just right. That's not gone 10.
Not 10.
I'm familiar with the game of sevens. That means free kick right on the centre spot.
Gee, I thought the work was excellent. His body's over the line. I'm saying play on in that situation. Really athletic piece of play, but referee Ruiz doesn't agree with me. Wouldn't be the first time he doesn't agree with me, because I have had him in the top 14.
And you won't be the only one who's disagreed with some of his decisions, having commentated on the top 14 once or twice. He's in for the Olympics. Sam Cross, just no answer for Wales at the moment. Maybe the first team. To be running down a cul-de-sac against this Fijian side. Davis tries to spin. Ben Roach. Wales dearly loves something before half-time here. 21-0, they are down. Davis again, luck at it, ricochets off a Fiji player. O'Brien. Cross again. A little show. Needs support now, a lovely pass off the ground, and Wales finish with a real flourish in this half. Boy, did they need it.
Well, they certainly didn't. How hard did they have to work to get that try? I thought the defence was outstanding there, but Evans does extremely well, and Roach in support play. Left, right, yeah, sure they got lucky with the charge down, but they held possession for the first time in the game. And how important is that going into the half-time break? Well, I'm not going to say get them back into it, but certainly break that duck and get them on the scoreboard.
21-7 at half-time. First game of the second day of the Paris Sevens for Fiji and Wales. Let's have a wee listen in on the coach's instructions at half-time.
Excellent, they're great straightening mid, take advantage. Then we're reading out, we're keeping the ball alive. Pull it tight, right around here, really tight. Okay, our issues, boys, that come from us with the ball, right? 3 turnovers, they're done, and different ones. Yeah, 2 where we've lost total focus, we've lost concentration, and we've given the ball back too easy. That far one then, if it goes to loop, we've got to send someone on a short line, boys. Someone's going to go on a short line, they're going +1, get no speed of 3s. Also, let's be aware, if we stress them, it may not, do we need to go in, can we bounce out, little things like that, okay? You can see, when you keep the ball alive, boys, and we engage, there's opportunities there where we can engage, we hold them in that midfield, or we break them like Lloyd has just done, and then we keep the ball alive. A speed of 3 is a good one. When we defend from set,
Just get going forward, eh? Set. I'll kick off. So let's get our shape right again, and let's go for it. Just be careful a little bit on the back, so Conjasa, maybe just hold a little bit more because it's really going to hit it hard. Yeah. So let it go over your head. Okay. So Weiss on for Ice, Sammy on for Josh.
Always great passion from Gareth Williams. Lives and breathes every single millisecond when his team is out on the field. Really passionate stuff from him. Very, very different, massive contrast to Ben Ryan, who's like a scrum half behind a very dominant pack, isn't he? It's that kind of feel to it.
It's certainly right, and this half-time is an interesting time for coaches in the game of sevens because it's such a short time, and obviously Gareth Williams wanting to get about 1,000 messages across in the space of 2 minutes here, whereas you could just see the calm and control when Ben Ryan and his team is representing that. The one thing he talked about was the bat back here, which is what we're going to see Vimuli go up for, and unable to get it there. But just very much calm, controlled, and it's indicative of the way they're playing their sevens rugby currently.
4 cup wins last season, that dramatic cup final loss to Kenya in Singapore, retained the Hong Kong crown, make it the 3rd season title for them after wins in Dubai and Las Vegas, of course. All, of course, in a season when so many troubles at home. All the issues and the devastation that Cyclone Winston caused. This team is so important to the morale of the country. The babies named after the players, aren't there? There's songs written about them, huge parades when they arrive back home after victories. Part of the DNA of the country. Rugby in Fiji. Scrum down.
Well, they had the opportunity to try and get themselves back into the game with an ideal attacking line up there. Wales unable to execute. Fiji putting them under pressure, not straight, and this game can swing so quickly. The game of sevens, 1 possession, 1 try, and you're back within another score. But as it is now, they're going to be under pressure again.
Traditionally very, very good in 3-day tournaments, Fiji. Got the oldest squad here in Paris.
Rock for now!
Pio Tuai involved in London, so we're hearing.
2 red, 1 wall.
From an highlight, it's a rare mistake from them. Angus O'Brien gets absolutely smashed.
No advantage. No advantage. First knock on by White.
Knock on called there by referee Ruiz. Rightly called no advantage play there. Every loose ball, it's a scrap for everything for Wales to try and get their hands on anything here. Very, very physical side of the breakdown, ball in hand, just across the board. Pretty much a nightmare to play against, I can only imagine.
Well, it's been a real add-on this season from the accuracy of the counter-up for Fiji. Just adding another layer to their play. You can see even there, but they are huge men. We're in and around the hotel, aren't we? And they are just big physical specimens, all of the Fijians.
When we have a look at the development of the Fijian players over the years, they were always very big men, natural athletes, incredibly gifted and natural athletes. Now with the experience that a lot of them are taking up in European rugby particularly, they're discovering the weights room, and I'm not sure that's one of the greatest things for the Fijians, because they're discovering for world rugby rather, because they're getting another 10 kilos on top of what is already an incredible athletic body, and these guys, big, strong, fast and extremely powerful.
And when you add in a little bit to improving the tackling, which has been one of the hallmarks of the Ben Ryan reign, the restart work there, one of the best in the business at that.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
Floats far more under Ryan. Have the least amount of rucks per try. They keep the ball off the floor, keep the ball in hand, play to their strengths. Here we see it again. It's 3-on-2. It must be. It must be. Oh, it's that easy. It is simply beautiful to watch, isn't it? Samasoni, very, very star of a couple of years ago, now back in the fold.
Well, very, very finishes the play off here. As City sets it off as well from inside the 22. What you've got to love is the depth of the support player. They're always in depth and dropping in behind the ball carrier to give them the option of the offload left or right. And something we saw earlier today with Sonny Bill Williams gave a great example of it earlier. But that trail runner, having depth and allowing the ball carrier to have a decision to play left or right, how important that is. And you can see that's come through in the coaching there from Ben Ryan, without a doubt.
And it's all those tiny details, isn't it? We did a game yesterday involving Portugal. Flat pass, it was
Quick.
just allowed. You see the depth there, just gives the ball handler a bit extra time. Here's the restart work now. Whereas initially done well. Fiji knocked it on.
It's those extra efforts off the ball, and we always talk about it. The work off the ball is often the most important in both forms of the game, 15s and 7s. And just the kick chase energy there from Viri Malua is outstanding. He's really putting them under the cosh every single kick-off. And again, just underlining the importance of the kick-off. Any possession in this game, just so vital.
Crouch. Bind.
17 man scored in his last two legs for France and the UK. Very, very Montpellier, wasn't it? Congratulations to them for winning the European Challenge Cup last night over Harlequins. Commiserations to the London-based side. Had a little time at Montauban. He's back in the fold. Seventh Player of the Year in 2014. Samasoni, very, very.
Let's go.
Great chance here for Wales. They were poor in Singapore.
Advantage.
Looks high. Advantage being played. Ethan Davis has certainly done his account. No harm in this game. Chihan, the captain. Remember the GB 25-man squad. Here come Wales. Stumbling their way over is Morgan Williams.
Down, please.
Very well taken try there on that occasion there. Morgan Williams doing brilliantly there, standing up his man, taking him on the outside. Just see here, just the outside shift. Too easy. Good finish. All too little, too late, I fear, for the Welsh boys.
You're absolutely right. 2 points are added. You play against Fiji, you want to finish that game on a high, don't you? Ben Ryan still disappointed to concede a second try. 4 tries to 2 in this game. Fiji want more though. 15 seconds left. They'll have to defend though, because Wales have the penalty, and a late flourish here from Wales. Certainly something to take into their game against home nations.
Brilliant.
Then against Scotland. Dulalai inside.
Talinga the scorer. Love the skill work and the build up to that play there, putting the defence under pressure. This is Domalai at the end of the action, off the left hand, known as going to be support tracking on the inside. Picks up his man Talinga over for the try. Emphatic, certainly was. Same old call with the Fiji inside. Too big, too strong, and just way too fast.
Tottenham skillful. Now that momentum continues, doesn't it, for Fiji? 5 tries to 2, and that's what happens when the top team meet the team in 12. 33 points to 14. Fiji have beaten Wales. And the myth of Fiji starts